views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hey everyone, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Welcome to Open BXRX. We have another exciting show for you. Coming up on today's show, we'll speak to an entrepreneur and the founder and CEO of an organization that is helping young Black and brown women take control of their futures. Then we'll check in with a diabetes and heart disease prevention expert who's going to give us insight on how to maintain a clean bill of health. After that, we'll hear from two talented jazz artists as we preview the upcoming Bronx River Sounds Performing Arts Festival. Got a whole lot, right? Because Bobby C, he steps into the room with the latest in the world of sports. Then finally, we'll speak to the founder of a hemp company to learn about how he got into the hemp industry and a whole lot more. Hey, keep it right here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet because we're wide open. Here we go now. Welcome, everybody, up to Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. So you can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Got a whole lot in store for you this morning and this afternoon and this evening because we're going to play it. Leading things off, we're joined by the founder and CEO of Girls of Color Takeover, LLC. Now, she's an entrepreneur that carries over 25 years of retail leadership experience and is with us today to share her story, and highlight how her organization is giving young women of color the blueprint, yes, the blueprint for starting their own businesses. So please welcome to the show, Teresa Hernandez. Teresa, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be here. And yes, Girls of Color Takeover is just a powerful company that is helping young girls of color all over the world to understand the importance of entrepreneurship, to help start their business. We provide services as far as helping them understand the importance of how to write a business plan, also helping them understand, which business structure they're looking to start. A lot of people don't understand there's different structures, and we also help them with trademarking, which is extremely important. It's always easy to think about a business, think about let's get something going, but it's always important to make sure that it's protected, that there's trademark with it. There's a whole lot that goes with entrepreneurship, and our jobs are amazing. They're there for us to sustain us, but it's also important to remember that no job is our job unless we have our own. And Girls of Color Takeover wants to empower young girls to think of their talents and their skills and use those to start their own business so they can always have something of theirs.
That's fantastic. Now, what made you want to get involved, and what inspired you to create this?
Well, back in 2019, one of the things I saw on TV that was super inspiring and empowering to all girls of color was when we saw a Miss USA of color, a Miss Teen, a Miss World, Miss America. They were all of color, and it was time. Yes, and it was something that was amazing to see on television. And I thought about all the young girls that always would envision themselves being someone that took over an industry without having any fear in doing so. And that was the time that we were just taking over. And Girls of Color Takeover is just so powerful. It helps to remind us that we're resilient, and that, we're creators, we're innovators, that we can take over anything without being fearful of it. So that's how we came about.
So what is your vision for the organization?
So my vision is to definitely see young girls. And when I talk about young girls, we're talking about ages 13 and up, because at 13, that's when you're starting high school, you're getting into start thinking about what you want your future to be. And at that age, of course, everyone's not going to have something written down on paper. Well, this is what I want for my life. But you could start putting in their minds of, here's what, this is what you're great at. Let's start thinking about things that you're great at, things that you want to do, experiences that you might have, skills and talents. We all have skills. We all have talents. We haven't tapped into all of it as yet. And it's really important that they understand that that business is going to take them, their own business can take them far. And again, that, jobs are not ours unless we have our own. So, showing them the steps to make their business happen, teaching them, how to market, how to seek investors, and showing them things that I've already done for my own business as well.
And how to market yourself. Now, that age right there is important. Ages 13 through 17, or you go higher than that?
Higher, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was working with Hal Jackson's Talented Teens International Contest, and they were working with the youngsters ages 13 through 17. They thought that was an appropriate age to help to guide them and mold them in the right direction.
Absolutely. And that is the perfect age. And I have a daughter that's 14. So, at that age, it's like, let's start having these type of conversations. I don't think we have these conversations enough with our daughters or with our nieces or our cousins or, just young girls, just to get their minds thinking of things that they can start doing for themselves.
Yeah, independent thinking,
Absolutely.
You want to be self-reliant and independent, then all the other stuff will work its way into fruition. But you want to be independent and self-reliant, be able to stand on your own 2 feet, basically.
Absolutely.
So how do people get involved? Do people just call you? Do their parents call you? How do they qualify? Do they have to get good grades? Or?
Well, yeah, so I definitely reach out in the community. I go to schools. I do have a website where everyone can go if they want to inquire about the services that I provide, and I'll share that with you guys as well. But I make it an effort to get into the schools, get into the communities, have these conversations, make time to mentor, to educate, to teach, and the business aspect of starting a business and having that entrepreneurial spirit. So it's always about getting out there in the community and making those connections and finding time, within the month, within whether it's scheduled or it's, I pop up and show up because some of the people around here allow me to do so, which I love.
You gotta pop up. Make it happen. Create those pseudo events. Make it happen. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you have any elected officials working with you or other organizations helping you out?
I have none whatsoever. I'm pretty much doing all of this on my own.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So looking for, yeah, I have none. So definitely looking for investors and people that would be willing to help with the organization, but it's all done pretty much by myself.
Your husband has deep pockets. You better reach.
I know, right? Yes.
But there's the good thing about it is he's promoting you. He's promoting and marketing you.
Absolutely.
That's a big help right there.
Yes, that's what partnership's all about.
What groups does Girls of Color take over as far as who you work with and some of those other requirements to join or what? I think
no requirements. There's really, again, the age is 13 and up.
Yeah.
And, when I talk about girls of color, I'm talking about girls of all colors with your background, different nationalities, ethnicity, it's really all about getting you really into that entrepreneurial spirit. It doesn't matter where you come from. I'm open to everyone of all color.
And you're doing this all by yourself? What services do you offer?
So the services that I offer, so again, helping them start their business by writing a business plan, helping them understand the steps to start a business plan, also creating products. So I do have, I show them how to create their products. So their lotions, body oil, essential oils, handcrafted. I've done that for myself, so I know how to teach them to do that. I have my own webpage, my own site. I'm wearing my Girls of Color Takeover t-shirt.
I know you are working it out, I tell you.
So yeah, so showing them how to make their own products and how to market it, how to sell it, how to get their website going, of course. Those are like some of the things. Also, again, like I spoke about, which is really important, getting a trademark, because that's really important. So those are the main key services that I offer. And then of course, we have products. So the products are handcrafted, things that I've made on my own, really great oils to help with self-care, because we have to pour into ourselves first before we can pour into anyone else. So I have really great essential oils that help with calming. It helps make you feel less stressed with everything that's going on in the world right now. It's really about feeling calm. And so these oils and these products that I've created helps with that. So it helps.
I have a huge audience, and you're on stage, and there's a large group of potential entrepreneurs, and they're watching. What special message would you give them?
Well, the special message that I would give them is to go for their dreams, like never give up, keep pushing. You are pretty much the only one that can stop you. The scriptures talk about our gifts and our talents will open doors for us and put us in front of great people. And I believe that for everyone. I want everybody to win. Our talents are there. Again, we might not know what they are, but we have to tap into it because they will put us in front of great people. And just keep pushing for your dreams. Some of us are great at whether it's cooking, whether it's, sewing, that's your skill, that's your talent. Just, go for it. And that's what I would say is just don't let anything hold you back, where, there's so much other people doing the same thing, which is fine, but you bring your own uniqueness. You have your own customers, which are the people that are around you every day. Those are the people that love you, that you work with every day, whether they're your coworkers, your friends, your family. You start there, reach out into the community and just be proud of who you are, proud of what you have to offer, and keep in mind that your talent, we have talent, so we have skills, and we have experiences that we can also use to make something happen for us and to have a legacy of our own. And that's what I'm doing right now. And I want to help and teach everybody else, all these young girls, to do the same.
So tell them to come and see you.
Yes, absolutely. And I have, again, my webpage is girlsofcolortakeover.com, where they can see the products that I've created. And if they have any inquiries and questions, they can always email me also at gocto2020@gmail.com.
Hey, Teresa, what's that product that you held up a little while ago?
Our healing essential body oil for all over the body. So it really helps with uplifting. It helps with healing any scars. And we've actually used this product on our daughter for healing when she was in the hospital. She was hospitalized for 47 days and just wanted to give her that self-care and that self-love. And that she felt great. So we would rub her down with this oil and it really helped. And I'm just super excited about this.
Well, how do you get the product out to other people? Are you looking for a distribution or what?
Yes, and definitely investors as well.
Okay, well, where did they contact you?
My email is gocto2020@gmail.com.
And what's the website?
girlsofcolortakeover.com.
girlsofcolortakeover.com. Thank you. Girls of Color Takeover, LLC. Teresa Hernandez Howe. Thank you. We'll take a quick break right here. I've got more open coming up next. Hey, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You're watching Open. Welcome back. Our next guest is a diabetes and heart disease expert and the founder and CEO of Monitor My Health Incorporated. He's with us today to share very important information that can help people maintain healthy lifestyles. So please welcome to the show, Dr. Dana P. Wade. Doctor, welcome.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm happy to take part to this interview, and I'm looking forward to answer all your questions.
Doctor, you're also the founder and CEO of Excellent Health. How do you blend the two together? Are they the same thing, or they within the same company, or subsidiary of one?
Absolutely, great question. Monitor My Health, it's a not-for-profit organization. As a not-for-profit, we gear it towards helping people in the community that cannot afford or that need substantial help with their lifestyle and with to prevent chronic disease, obesity, hypertension, and other cardiovascular disease, even some cancer. So the thing is that lifestyle care is a stage where you address the disease before its full manifestation.
Yes.
And sometimes it's looked upon as a luxury because in our community, people who have limited resources, they have hard time already addressing the problem when they have it. And when you talk about preventing it, it looks like a very far shot for them to attend. So we help them, we bridge the gap into providing them and bringing a service that is very helpful to them, but that they might not otherwise access to it. So that is the mission of Monitor My Health. We focus primarily on underserved and vulnerable population. Now, Excellent Health on the other side, it's a for-profit organization, and it's a different business model. But they have the same mission, yes. Pardon?
They work hand in hand because you're helping them find degenerative diseases before they start. And then if you don't find them before they start, or even if you do, you can help them out with the other organization that's for-profit organizations.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So give us a little background. How did you get involved in all of this? I mean, what piqued your interest?
Yes. That's a very good question. Thank you for asking this question. I have this question all the time. I discovered my passion into a lifestyle change program when I was doing my fellowship at Albert Einstein School of Medicine. I was part of a research study. It's called the Study of Latinos. And that study was mainly about studying the cultural influence in the genesis of cardiovascular disease. Meaning, what does that mean? It means that how habits, the lifestyle, the eating habit, the physical activity, all other component of the culture can influence whether somebody develop heart disease or not. So through that research, I appreciate the impact of the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And not only that, I also discovered something very eye-opening that actually most chronic disease can be detected 2 to 5 years before they manifest. And at that stage of the disease, most people do not know that they have it. We call it the preclinical stage. And that was a light bulb to me because most of these chronic diseases understand this when they develop, the best we can do is to manage them. There's no cure the way we are taught, right? There's no cure for them. So if something has no cure and you can see it before it manifests itself, and at that stage, you can reverse it because if you detect it at a preclinical stage, you can reverse it without medication, without the need of medication or very low dose medication. So I think that's what I call the sweet spot. That's like the
sweet spot.
Exactly, yes. So at that stage, then you can reverse it. So when I found out, I said, why do we wait until the disease is manifested before we spend all this money, all these resources, and the best we can do is just keep them alive with the chronic diseases. Where if we intervene maybe a couple of years earlier, we can prevent it from even happening or significantly delay it. So I made it my mission. When I found out, I think, I went to med school. I want to be a doctor to make a difference.
Yeah.
And I think I will make more difference if I'm able to prevent something that otherwise might not be curable if it manifests itself.
Yeah.
Rather than just write prescription and keep them, and we know how it works with chronic diseases. People do not take the medication because of side effects and so on and so forth. So it was not a winning streak for me to manage the disease, but to prevent it was a better, impact.
So, Doc, what are some of the biggest challenges in the Black and Brown communities facing heart disease and diabetes?
Yes, the big challenge.
And in addition to that, does COVID-19 or did COVID-19 exacerbate the diseases that were already there?
Yes, so the very good question. So let's start first with how does chronic disease affect the Black and Brown community? We are African American and Spanish and Latino are traditionally at high risk for developing type 2 diabetes. Why? Because we are genetically predisposed first to gain weight. How does that happen? So let me go to the basic. So our diet is rich in carbohydrates, right? So the dietary aspect of the Black and Brown community already put a high risk in terms of increasing the amount of sugar. Remember, rice, pasta, yuca, and other staples in our community.
Doctor, you're making me hungry, but I know those foods are very, very good, especially when they hook them up with the salsa and the taste and all that stuff. But it's not necessarily always good for the body nutritionally.
No, absolutely, because also our response, because when you eat those carbohydrates, we secrete something called insulin that help actually put those carbohydrates away, that help them transform them into energy, right? So they use it like fuel. So the problem is that we over response genetically, we have a bigger response to those carbohydrates by putting more insulin. So the problem is that
you're draining your pancreas of the insulin because of the foods that you're eating.
You got it. You got it. So now we it up. Absolutely, you got it. So at the end, we become insulin resistant, right? Yeah. And that is the first step of type 2 diabetes. We start by being insulin resistant. So when this resistance linger for a long time, it then is progressed to type 2 diabetes. And that is how we become a high risk. So, that makes sense.
So give us a couple of tips before you go.
Yeah. So the tips is that we need to moderate our consumption of carbohydrates, right? So here's the tips. The winning recipe is that half of our calorie intake should come from non-starchy vegetable, right? A quarter from carbohydrate. So this is not an exclusive diet. This is not a place to say that, oh, you're never gonna eat again your carb. We need the carb, but no more than a quarter, 25% of our total daily calorie intake should come from carbohydrate, and another quarter should come from protein. So these are three main aspects of the diet that we should look at. Non-starchy vegetable, which should be half of our calorie intake, and then a quarter from starch and another quarter from protein. If we do this, we will lower the insulin. Remember this name. We will lower the insulin resistance, and that will delay or reverse most of the metabolic. Yes, type 2 diabetes, for example. Yes.
Doctor, thank you so much. Is there a website we can go to find out more about you?
Yes, absolutely. So www.monitormyhealth.org. This is the website. You can go there and see more information. And also we are providing free screening for type 2 diabetes and for pre-diabetes. And we also offer a program where people at high risk can enroll and have help from a professional lifestyle coach to help them with their lifestyle change. And we support them throughout a year. So it's a year-long program where we help them with their dietary, with physical activities, with stress management, and other lifestyle aspects. We also address the social determinant of health. As you know, that in the brown and Black community, there are other factors that contribute to chronic diseases other than direct health issues. So we also help them, connect them with resources and that increase stress on their health.
And that's on the website. What's the website one more time?
Website is www.monitormyhealth.org. O-R-G.
Yeah. Dr. Dana P. Wade, MD, MBA, founder and CEO of Monitor My Health Incorporated, and founder and CEO of Excellent Health. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure.
Okay. All right, we'll take a break right here. A whole lot more coming up next on Open. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Our next guests are pianist and composer and a jazz trombonist and composer. And they join us to speak about their music and their preview of the upcoming performances at the Bronx River Sounds Performing Arts Festival. So please welcome to the show, Gabriel Chakarji and Papo Vazquez. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, thank
So,
you.
wait a minute. So you guys have been playing together for some time, right?
Well, actually, Chakarji, you know, I used him a couple of times already with my group, but Chakarji got his own projects. He's a young and upcoming marvelous piano man.
Yeah. So how did you guys cross road? How did you guys connect?
I
believe Arturo Farrell, maybe.
Arturo Farrell recommended
Arturo,
yeah. Because me and Arturo were very good friends, and actually Arturo used to be part of my band too. Back
oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was part of it.
Yeah.
He came to the name of my band is the Mighty Pirates Troubadours.
There you go. So give us a little background on how you guys got started in music and how you started the bands, and then how you came to. Well, you already said how you came together. But give us.
That's your call. You go ahead. You go first.
Well, yeah, I was just mentioning that Arturo O'Farrell, he has his the Afro-Latin orchestra that I've subbed for sometimes, and that's how he knows me. And then he recommended with Papo, and I've had the pleasure to play with Papo a few times with the Mighty Troubadours. It's been amazing. And well, I'm from Caracas, Venezuela, and I've been composing and playing music since I was something, I don't know, maybe
7, 5,
8, something, yeah. And my dad is a pianist, and my mom is a singer. They don't do it as a profession, but
They do it around the house. So your dad had the piano and mom would come by and sing, and it was like a beautiful love thing right there.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
actually how they fell in love and they met. So yeah, and then I just fell in love with all sorts of musics coming from like Venezuelan music and traditional folk music and then jazz music, improvisation, and all of that. And then I decided to come to New York, was the perfect place to experiment all of this and live it. And it's been a blessing. It's been an amazing time of being able to put out 3 records of my own and have my own band and different projects.
Beautiful. Papo?
Oh, well, I've been around for a while already. That Dr. Lee, you probably been hearing me play since 1975. I came to New York in 1975. I was born and raised in Philadelphia.
Uh-huh.
I think I've been playing before Chakarji was born.
Exactly.
But he heard about you. I remember him coming down the steps, and I think his parents heard him banging on the piano. They said, "Well, he likes the piano," so they let him stay there, and they helped him out a little bit. That's probably how it happened, though, right?
With Chakarji, yeah. With me, it was a different story. But I grew up around a musical family. My father played guitar, and they were troubadours. They played the troubadour music from the mountains of Puerto Rico. They played in the living room. Yeah, my uncle was a great guitar player and stuff.
What part of Puerto Rico?
Well, they're from the in the center of the island. Is the town called Barranquitas. But I was raised in Philadelphia, and raised also in Vega Baja, Puerto Rico, the town of my mother. But I had a big family from my father's side, So I grew up, I had like 14 aunts and uncles.
Whoa.
So I grew up, watching people, with the different musical activities over the years. My younger uncles, they were into James Brown and the whole stuff, and and the older my uncles got, the different the music got. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So then you guys come together. Now you have something coming up, right? That you want to tell us about? It's a performance.
Performing at the marvelous the new building at the Bronx River Art Center. I've been affiliated with Gail Nathan, the Bronx River Art Center, for many years. She's been very supportive of my career. And she, you got to give kudos to Gail for, she rebuilt that whole building. She was able to get a lot of money, and when one of the last times they performed, the last time they would perform at the center, because we did something a couple of years ago, but it was in the park, it was like 10 years ago, something like that. So it took, so she had that building closed for many years now. She had it closed like for 5 or 6 years, something like that. The thing is that they rebuilt, they gutted it out, and she did a beautiful job.
We got to pay a visit over there.
No, yes, it's a beautiful building. She really, I kept, after she opened it up, I said, "So Gail, when are you going to invite me to come back and play inside?"
Yeah.
And
make sure you extend our love to her, and then
right, no. So she
give her a
actually,
hug.
Yeah. So virtual hug, but when she invited me back to go see the building, man, I was really impressed. They did a marvelous job. I even told her she has a beautiful. What we're going to be performing is a beautiful little theater that space that she created for performing arts. And I told her, Gail, you got to get a piano. That's where Chakarji comes in. Chakarji, I told her you got to get a nice piano in there. That we get marvelous piano players and do all kinds of different stuff, But she did a real marvelous job. You really got to, you got to hand it to her,
You got it all tuned up. Got the piano all tuned up and ready to go.
Yeah. She's taking care of it. Yeah, that's her baby now.
Yeah. So are you guys coming? You gonna perform anywhere? Are you gonna make an album or something?
We just actually performed. I'm the musical director for the National Puerto Rican Day Parade Orchestra. This is the National Puerto Rican Day Parade. And last week, 2 weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, I performed at Disney's Club at Jazz and Lincoln Center with my band, with the Mighty Pirates. So this is our next performance at the Bronx River Arts Center for the I think it's spiritual healing. Healing, harmony, and rejuvenation. There you go.
How'd you guys bring your cultures together? You know, that Latin jazz flavor into jazz.
Yeah, well, so I could speak about how I do it I go about it in my music, in my own music. You know, there's a lot of Latin jazz. The most known Latin jazz is coming from Puerto Rican and Cuban, Afro-Cuban music, and that's like the first, the most like obvious, let's say, mix and the oldest. But I've been working with mixing some of Venezuelan music as well, Venezuelan rhythm, and that's been around also for a while. People mixing some Venezuelan rhythms, curvepuya, cumaco, tambores, and it's like really rich Afro-Venezuelan culture that has a wide variety of rhythms and harmonies and melodies. So I've been using that as a inspiration for composing as well, and bringing some of those sounds. So I will be playing some of those songs in our next performance. The cool thing about this interview is that we actually play on the same day. I will be playing earlier, I believe at 4:30.
Yeah.
And then Papa will be playing around 7, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a really nice series that day. And I want to give also a virtual hug to Papa for recommending me for this one. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. And talking about performances, yeah, we just played the National Puerto Rican Day Parade. It was really fun. And then the day before, I played a commission that I got from the Jazz Gallery. It's a place in 27th and Broadway. It's one of the nicest jazz venues in the city.
Yeah.
And they commissioned me a new work, and the title is Immigrant Tales. So that was fun. That was just last weekend. So I just wanted to mention that.
That's excellent. Do you have your computer on top of the piano?
I don't. No, I don't have a piano right now.
What I was gonna do,
right? Yeah. Papo said he'll improvise something. I could give him the clave, and then Papo will start playing.
Hey, do you guys have websites, or we go to one website to check both of you guys out?
Well, you can visit my website. It's papovazquez.com. PAPOVAZQUEZ.com.
Yeah.
And mine is the same. GabrielChakarji.com. That's my website. My name.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Bobby C's coming up next with the latest in the world of sports on Open.
We built a media network for you.
BronxNet TV.
Come learn in your new state-of-the-art studios at Lehman College.
At Mercy College.
And coming soon to the South Bronx in the Hub.
Inspire with your stories, culture, history.
Your Bronx on BronxNet.
Engage with us.
Connect with us at your channels and at BronxNet.tv.
Learn, engage, inspire. BronxNet TV.
From the Bronx to the world.
BronxNet.
Good morning, sports fans. Last time on the show, we got an opportunity to speak with co-CEO of Hoops in the Sun, Joe Cruz Jr. Here's part 2 of our interview.
I think a great place for us to go here with the conversation is what's new and exciting in addition to the courts. Give us a preview of summer 22.
Yes. So as everybody knows, the Sun Stadium has been unveiled. So we have 2 new state-of-the-art courts, 90 by 50. Fully designed, colored, and every element of the basketball court, of every line you ever designed and thought about is there. We have that to be showcased. We have our uniforms coming out real soon. We have a new sponsor. We have Wilson as our sponsor for the tournament. Will be a proud sponsor of us moving forward. Will be the official basketball and outfitter of Hoops in the Sun. As well as we have the New York Knicks coming down. The New York Knicks are going to be a proud sponsor of the Women's League and our Middle School League. And they're going to host our first ever Hoops in the Sun All-Star Weekend, meaning Saturday and Sunday. Saturday would be all youth, which would be a Nick Day, as well as other sponsors that we line up. And then Sunday would be for the women and for the men's. Our program is growing too much to do everything in one day. And I don't want to hear Bobby saying what time we come on. I have his coffee on the side and waiting to sleep, touch the mic and look at me like he's anxiety and anxious because the crowd is so lit. So now he has his own day for himself and I have my own day for the kids. So we're doing All-Star Weekend. We have Mountain Dew. We have the New York Yankees. We have the New York Knicks. Obviously, we have the Macy's. We have Wilson as our new proud sponsor. We have live streaming coming to our program now. We're going to have Clash TV as a proud sponsor of the tournament, capitalizing all our footage to make sure that we bring it to homes and people on the social media world. And there's more to come. And our uniforms will probably be the best uniforms you've ever seen. So that's why I kind of joked on you that uniform got to come off because the ones we have coming out this year, it is an honoring an anniversary that's totally different. So I don't want to unveil that because Randy would kill me. But those will be coming out very soon. But and also lastly, but not least, July 9th, we start our 8 and 10U younger division where we're going to cater down to our younger division. There's been a need for that, and we want to really cater to our population. So we're going all the way from 8 to adult, and it's been overwhelming. It's going to be a lot of work, a lot of scheduling. I hope the weather's in our favor, as you know. I hate going indoors, but especially with these new courts. But thank God's in our favor. Dad is the chairperson upstairs, making sure things go well, and we just got to do our thing down here.
If you want to bless me with free swag, you don't have to say it twice, Joe. I'm in. Free swag.
You're right. I just got to make sure your size check is updated this year. So as you're swagging out your little sexy body over there, I want to make sure we get you laced up. But yes, we will soon be lacing us up. Obviously, you'll be back with your Uncle G Stacks on the men's side. We have new teams in the men's league. We have returning champion Hidden Talent coming back. We have Av Life. We have Brooklyn Stompers. We have Young Ones. We have Team Bang. We have the return, the R2K. We have the return of Sean Bell. And then we also have Team Gun Hill being added to our program. So should be a really, really competitive tournament. And we want to bring the best of the best out coming to you at Sun Stadium this year.
I think it's incredible too when you think about, the last 2 decades. We talk about it all the time. I mean, seeing so many of the great players that have come up through the league. So obviously we get players that come back that play after they've kind of grown up with us. I think you think of players like Kimball Walker, who's become a star in the NBA more recently, someone like Obadiah Toppin or Obi Toppin now with the Knicks. And his dad, of course, was in the league, one of the original stars of the league. But then you start to look around and you see some players, like I thought it was interesting recently to see Tracy McGrady basically trying to start up this one-on-one league. And a guy that I think might have gotten his first taste of basically outside of maybe playing in his youth, but his first taste of street basketball, especially in the city. He was here in New York last week in Brooklyn doing an event. That happened at Hoops in the Sun.
Yeah. I mean, 2002 was 2001 or 02 was the year he came by. And to this day is probably the most memorable day of our life in terms of seeing a 6'7" leading scorer of the NBA, the association that we look up to see a leading scorer and a franchise player right in front of us giving us some love, and those are the good old days. And to see T-Mac kind of do full circle to become all-time Hall of Famer NBA player and to become now an entrepreneur and giving an opportunity for our people to play basketball. Absolutely. This game is infectious. This game is always about replicating something else, and T-Max is glorifying that opportunity for not only for men and women, but showcase for them to kind of get an opportunity to go play somewhere else. So, T-Max always been essence of street ball. I remember, when he came out the limo, Bobby, and it was 6'7", man. I was like, and he came right during our starting 5 game when his father was playing. When Obadiah's father. Obi's playing, and then we just had Ray Rivera and a couple of old school cats, and I'm like, wow, sick. We stopped the game. He shot around for a few minutes. He kicked it up with my moms and my pops, and just super cool cat, man. And Tracy's always been a supporter of Hoops in the Sun. We even gave him a jersey, and on NBA.com, he was sitting down with Doc Rivers, and he had a Hoops in the Sun jersey on with Adidas. At the time, we were, powered by Adidas at that time, and he was obviously still a prominent figure in Adidas. So, just kind of, those those layers of thoughts has always been embedded in my mind, and those are the reasons why I keep doing what I do and what we do, because we want to get the next T-Mac. You know, we want to get Kyrie, we want to get Durant, we want to get quickly, we want to get Obi up here, because we want to make sure that one, you know, they get back to the parks and that will get back to them, and two, we want to make sure that, you know, these are our celebrities. You know what I'm saying? No matter what level they are in the NBA, we look up to them. You know, Cole Anthony, you know, other people, the Mo Bambas of the world, like whatever level they're in, they make us proud, and we want to glorify them. And I know these kids look up to them. We want to give them the opportunity to see them come back to our parks and come back for free, and come back and get back, and, you know, inspire the next person to be the next, you know, NBA player that comes out of New York.
Well, if you've played major basketball here in New York City, that means that you have played at Hoops in the Sun. I think of, you know, also some of the local legends, even guys that did play in the NBA, whether it's someone like the Bronx's own Kenny Satterfield or New York City legend Smush Parker. I mean, the list is very long, Joe.
Yeah. I mean, we could be here for another segment of the Bronx Net. What up with me? I mean, list goes on, man. It's a lot of Brian Reese, Red Archery. I mean, I can go Smush Parker. I can go Dwight Hardy. I can go Kenny Satt, Andre Barrett, Marcus Williams. It doesn't really, you know, I mean, I don't want to slight nobody, but there's been a lot of hollow ground players that grace the court. And now we're looking for a new Hoops in the Sun of these courts to be blessed by the new hollow ground players that we're going to, you know, advertise and support along the way. We're a big supporter of our youth and our high school programs, because we believe that if we support them in those levels, that they can, you know, come back to our men's program and kind of continue giving us, you know, the games that we look forward to every summer. And I think that this year, you know, after the down years in terms of COVID and when we had a challenge, what we were dealing with, I think this year would be probably a great bounce back year for us, and really put us back in that conversation of top 5 in the city, and if not, stay there, you know. So I wish everybody, as a commissioner, all the best on the opening weekends and opening days from every team in New York City. And I just look forward to having us, you know, have our weekend come out with a bang, Drivey, and you know, and really put some respect on our name. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Joe, BronxNet has been with you every step of the way, and excited to see what you have in store for us here in summer 22. Congratulations on the new courts. Onward and upward.
Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate the whole BronxNet family. Shouts to the whole team, Mike Nobby and the crew. Bobby, thank you for being an advocate for the program. And I truly appreciate all the memories you supplied on that mic. It does never go underappreciated, brother. You're a valuable point for our program. So blessed to have you part of our program moving forward.
Thanks, Joe.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Thanks for hanging out with me. Our last guest is the founder of the KI brand and owner of the KI Entertainment Group, LLC. He's here with us to shed some light on the difference between hemp and THC, and to highlight his upcoming flower. It's a Gold Flower Festival event. So please welcome to the show, Kurtis Kizer. Kurt, welcome.
Thank you, Bob Lee. It's a pleasure to be here.
So how did you get involved? I know a lot of people are getting involved in investing. How did you get involved in the hemp industry, so to speak?
Well, originally I'm from the landscaping and agriculture industry. That's what I grew up in. My family business is landscape design building. And we also had greenhouses. So me being a young knucklehead, working in the family business, I got a hold to this wrong seed that I shouldn't have.
You threw some seeds in the flower pot.
Right, I threw some seeds in the flower pot. And then my dad find out once it germinated, and he snatched it out the pot and give me a little pluck behind my head and say, you can't grow that, you know, so. Yeah, so with me being a mischievous individual that I am, I want to know why I can't grow this when I can take seeds like impatiens or marigolds or tomatoes or anything else and start the same plant. So with me being a curious George type individual, I always just had this passion for cannabis. And then as it started coming more to light when they was opening up, the legalization of, but before marijuana was hemp. In 2014, I believe under the Obama administration, he had removed hemp from being that controlled substance. So I just started working my way in the hemp industry, and here I am today.
And you started a company, KI brand? What's it all about?
Yes, so the KI brand is, like you said earlier, Kizer Entertainment Group. We are an entertainment company. So with that being said, you know, entertainment and cannabis always has been dating for a long time. So with that being said, we just wanted to be one of those companies that eventually can bring to light the hemp industry and the cannabis industry. And the best way to bring anything to light is through entertainment and music. So we just crossbreeded them together.
So why do people get confused with hemp and THC? But
go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, a lot of the stuff, they take the THC out of a lot of it, especially if it's medicinal. Isn't that right?
Well, yes. Well, here's the thing between the hemp and say marijuana. The hemp, the difference between the two plants is they're first cousins. And I always say that because they both grow the same, they look the same, they smell the same, they even both produce bud the same. The only difference is the level of THC. The level of THC is significantly low in hemp, as low as I say 6%, but legally what we can be in regulation is 0.3%. And then with the marijuana you can find with what they're creating now is as high as between 28 and 30%. So that's the difference between the two plants.
There's a whole lot that comes out of hemp and marijuana plants. Like the hemp, you can make docking rope. Some of the strongest rope in the world is made out of hemp.
Yes.
They're using other things like steel cable and all that stuff now, but they used to dock ships with that hemp.
Absolutely. And the only reason why those products had came to cease is because when the marijuana itself became a controlled substance, hemp just followed along with it. So now that the laws have changed and New York State has got it right with the legalization, not only marijuana, but also with the hemp, you know, we just wanted the KI brand is one of those companies that produce products and bring products to market that are derived from the cannabis plant as a whole. And the first category that we are in is the hemp industry.
Kurtis, are you operating in New York City or throughout the tri-state area or what?
Yes, I'm operating in Queens, New York. St. Louis, Queens, New York is where my base is at, and that's where we're currently operating.
Yeah. So July 10th, I went to one of them in Brooklyn. I think somebody from one of our stations was DJing there, and they also had a car show and the whole nine. July 10th is National Oils Day. Talk more about that.
Right, yeah.
Because you have the Gold Flower event happening there also.
Absolutely. So the National Oil Day, July 10th, is individual from the culture and the industry. We know it as 7 National Oil Day. What is commonly known is 420, which stands more for the flower. Yeah. Now, 710, like you said, is National Oil Day. In fact, if you were supposed to write 710 on a piece of paper right now, turn it upside down, it reads oil. So this is another way. Yeah. So if you're from the culture, this was one of our ways of operating in the shadow, but still getting the message across. So 710 is National Oil Day, and we felt like what other day that our company, being a hemp and CBD company in Queens, New York, to put on an event commemorating National Oil Day and speak about all the benefits that come from the oil. Just think of it like any other oil that might be in your closet. It could be used for any and everything, for cooking, for making medicinal products, to infusion. So this is the other aspect of the cannabis plant that is not commonly spoke about rather. So yes, we felt like, why not let Goldflower present the first finally legalized festival in Queens, New York, happening on Rockaway Beach.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yes, that's a milestone there, Rockaway Beach. First time of a legal cannabis festival like this is taking place in New York City, but first time it's happening on Rockaway Beach at Beach 30th.
Yeah, and also within that you have the Goldflower Fest, right?
Right, so Goldflower is just another way that we are styling cannabis-related events because we consider that plant to be golden. When you think of all the benefits that come from the plant, most people, when they hear cannabis, only think of the psychoactive effects that we get from it, which is another way of saying flying high. But we wanted to commemorate that plant by calling it golden, and we just put it all together in a festival.
At that event, are you going to be playing any music? You have the Kizer Entertainment Group.
Yes. Well, me, myself will not be playing any music, but my company will be organizing and promoting live performances. Yeah. So right now we have some live performers that are that we will be announcing within the next day or two, and it's going to be quite well organized event to come out to be educated about the new laws and regulations of cannabis, how to indulge in cannabis in a responsible way. Even those who's looking to get into the industry and the business, we will have other keynote speakers that'll be telling you their story. I'll be telling you my story, and there'll also be individuals that can help you along the way if you're interested in getting into the industry.
And there's going to be oils all over the place, right?
Unfortunately, no, it won't be a lot of oils all over the place because right now it's not quite legal to oil the THC, but we will have some sample products in terms of the hemp and infused CBD.
All right. Give us a website where we can go to get more.
Okay, you can learn more about us, and you can go to that's THE, the letter K, the letter I, the word brand, BRAND.com. So KIbrand.com.
KIbrand.com. There you go. Kurtis Kizer, owner and CEO of the KI brand and owner of the Kizer Entertainment Group, LLC. But Kurtis Kizer, thank you so much. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you, too. It was a pleasure.
All right.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I want to thank you for tuning in and checking it all out. And thank you for letting me share in this space and time with you. And of course, I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the choose. And remember, whether you say you can or you can't, either way, you're right. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Catch you another day, another way. Love you all. Peace.